everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips. I'm a writer, reader, and bunny mama, and today I'm also going to be a baker because we are going to be making some Christmas cookies, and while I do that, I'm going to be answering the questions from the Write Mama's new tag. It is the 2020 takeaway tag. So I was tagged by Kelly Wright, so I'll go ahead and link both of their videos below, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be making Andy's mint chocolate chip cookies. They are my favorite cookie, I think, ever. They're so good. They use Andy's mint chocolate chip things. And then the recipe for this is on the back of these baggies. I'll put the recipe in the description too if you want to see it. If you can find the Andy's baking chips that are already little crushed up pieces, that's definitely easiest. But if you can't find those and you can just find the Andy's mint candies that come in the little wrapped pieces, you can totally use those too. You just have to chop them up, which is kind of tedious, but I've done it before and it still works. That's what we're going to be making, and the first step is to cream the butter and the vast amount of sugar in the cookie. The first question for the tag is, what kind of creative work did you do in 2020 and how did you feel about the end result? For 2020, my biggest writing project was revising my 2017 NaNoWriMo project, which was a adult Western romance. And it didn't go great. I definitely did not finish, and I'm kind of okay with that because I also learned lessons from it, which is good. So the biggest takeaway for me was you can't start revising a project until you know how to fix what's wrong with it. For me, at least, I feel like I needed a plan and I didn't have a plan. I just was sort of like, well, let's try some stuff here. I don't know. And that really doesn't work very well. So there were some major plot holes in it in terms of one of the characters' backstories, and I really never figured that out, and I really think I needed to in order to actually be able to revise the story well. That was the big problem for me, that I kept feeling like I didn't know the characters, so how can you write a story about them? The other big writing project was my was my NaNoWriMo project for this year. I did outline that, and I'm almost done with the draft. I hit 50,000 words in November. I'm still working on finishing out the last few scenes. I'm close, and I will definitely finish before Christmas. We're gonna finish before Christmas. The other big project that I did this year that I wasn't really expecting at the beginning of the year was I started a YouTube channel. So that has been so much fun. I have so enjoyed doing all these videos and editing everything and just like figuring out YouTube. It's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed editing, which surprised me. I have used iMovie in the past for like personal projects and always found it really difficult, and I literally watched one 15-minute video that explained how iMovie was set up and how to use it, and I was good to go. So I really enjoyed figuring it all out. The second question is how your protagonists have reacted to the chaos of 2020. So I think my main female protagonist would have been absolutely a wreck. She would have been in hysterics, having to stay home all the time. She would have been the one trying to organize like Zoom meetings with all of our friends and that kind of thing. She would have struggled a lot. My main male protagonist would have been like, how is this different than my regular life? Like, what would I need to go out for? He would basically be like me. He would be totally fine staying inside for as long as he needed to, and probably longer than that. He also would be super confused about people who were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're stuck inside. He would have been so fine with it. He wouldn't have understood like why people are so upset. Like, just stay in your house. Your house is a great place to be. The third question is, what positive writing lesson will you take with you into 2021? I think for me, the biggest thing that I feel like has become very clear to me this year is that when you have a project that you really love and really works, you're gonna know it. And I've had projects in the past that I've really enjoyed, but then thinking about them in terms of like the next step was always like, I don't know what that's supposed to look like. But with this current project I'm working on that I drafted for Nano, I know what I want the revised version to look like. I know how to fix the mistakes and the weird stuff that is in it right now. And I've never had that before. It's always sort of been this foggy, fuzzy, I don't know really what to do next with the project kind of thing. And this one feels so good. It feels very right. It feels very much like something I want to pursue. Eggs time. Washing our hands time. The next question is sharing a favorite quote that you either wrote or read. I really love the opening lines I have for my Nano project. I don't think I want to share them yet because I'm nervous about that kind of stuff, but I will share one of my favorite quotes that I read in one of my favorite books of the year. This book was so good. I know I've talked about it before, but it's the Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams, and there's a line that says, "Nothing on earth is as strong as a woman who's good and fed up," and I'm like, yeah. Okay, the next section is about YouTube and Authortube, and the first question in that section is something you did on your channel in 2020 that you are proud of. Starting it. I started a YouTube channel. Like, who even am I? Gotta add the bacon chips in next. I was really nervous about it, and one of my biggest fears was like, what am I going to talk about every week? And then I had so much I wanted to talk about that I ended up doing 2 videos a week. It's been awesome. It's been really fun figuring it out and meeting people and just making videos and everything. The second question is, in what ways did you and your channel grow in 2020? I mean, I just started the channel this year, so it's definitely grown. It's grown way the crap more than I was ever expecting. When I decided I was going to do this back in April, I was hoping that by the end of this year, I would have 100 subscribers. I was like, that would be awesome. 100 sounded so big. I was like, I don't know if that's realistic, but let's just write it down and we'll see what happens. You know, if it doesn't work, it's totally fine. And now I'm at like almost 550 as of filming this video. It's grown way beyond what I ever expected. So thank you for subscribing. And if you're not already subscribed, you can click the button below to do so. So that's been awesome. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes in the next year. The next question is, what is another channel that brought you joy in 2020? I have a lot. I'm not gonna list Authortube channels because I feel like I'm gonna leave someone out by mistake and then feel really bad about it. So we're gonna focus on completely not Authortube or writing related channels. The first channel is Two Set Violin. If you aren't watching Two Set Violin, please go check them out. I'll link them all below. They're awesome. They're hilarious. They are 2 classical violinists, which might not sound up your alley, but I promise you it is. It's so great. So highly recommend them. They're on a little bit of a break at the moment, but they've got so many friggin' videos like you could watch for the entire next year and not run out of content. Other than them, I love Catherine Manning. If you're an Authortuber or you do any kind of YouTubing stuff and you want to know how YouTube works in terms of like the algorithm and all that kind of junk, her channel is one of the best. I love her. I also really love Books with Samantha. She's a booktuber and she primarily / only reads romance novels, and so she's so much fun. Love her a lot. This is where this gets hard. If you make these cookies, you're gonna get to a point with the flour where you're like, this is way too much flour, but I promise you it works. You just gotta use a little elbow grease to get it going. All right. I also love Liziki. If you haven't watched any of her videos and you need like a chill, calm video, like she's definitely one to watch for that. She's a woman who lives in China and like she's incredible. She makes all this food, literally grows like every food you could possibly imagine. She makes furniture out of bamboo. I'm like, she's so great. So when you watch her videos, you're simultaneously like amazed at how resourceful and crafty she is. And then you also feel like insanely lazy because I could never do any of the things that she does in those videos. And finally, I will also mention another channel that I just recently found, and it's called 100 Years of Cinema. It's awesome. This guy is making videos, and each video is focused on a different year, starting in 1915 and going up, I guess, through present. He's only made it to like the early 40s at this point. And he's focusing on a different movie from each of those years and like talking about why it was revolutionary or what it did for cinema history and that kind of stuff. So if you're into movies, check them out. I'll link all of those below. All right, and the final section is the personal section. The first question is, what new hobbies or interests came out of 2020? And it's gonna sound so weird, but I love video editing. That has been so much fun to learn how to do iMovie and how to do fun stuff in it. I love it. And honestly, I've kind of gotten to a point with iMovie, I feel like it's time to level up. So a little sneak peek maybe at something that's coming next year. I really like editing. It's super fun for me. There's things that sometimes I want to do with the videos that iMovie can't do. And so I feel like I'm kind of coming up to the limit of it in terms of what it can do and what I want to be able to do. So we might be upgrading that here pretty shortly, which I'm really excited about. The next question is, what would you tell your past January 2020 self to mentally prepare for the year? Okay, so honestly, this year for me really hasn't been quite as traumatic as it has been for a lot of people, which I'm very grateful for. But again, like, I'm a super introvert. I like staying at home. If I was put under house arrest for something, it would not be a punishment. It wouldn't be. Like, I have no desire still to go anywhere. I'm like, it's fine staying here. I really don't mind. That aspect of this year really hasn't bothered me very much at all. Frankly, it saved money, because how many times have you been like, oh, I'm just gonna like go to Target, and then you end up spending like 50 bucks on crap you don't need. I haven't been going out doing like frivolous kind of like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go somewhere and then spend money on it. You see how thick this dough's getting though? And I still have almost another cup to add. So yeah, I guess my advice to my past self would be more focused on the writing stuff. I shared my work a lot this year with my writing group, which I wasn't expecting to do because I didn't know I was gonna have a writing group in January, and that was super scary for me, but I did it and it was awesome. So I think what I would tell my past self is, don't be scared. You're going to be sharing it with people who are good and trustworthy and who have your best interests at heart. One more little bit here. And the final question is, what 3 positive words can you focus on come 2021? And I think for me, it's gonna be productivity. I really wanna up my game in terms of being productive. Hustle. I really wanna like get stuff done. I really want to, and I have the time. I just need to do it, you know? Self-discipline. And then the third thing is a phrase, I guess, instead of a word, but that's fine. And it's doing the thing. Just get it done. Hustle, be productive, do the thing. Those are the words I'm gonna focus on. I think this sweater thingy is getting so hot. Oh my gosh. But I'm still going with this freaking dough. Look at this. It looks like I added way too much flour, but I did not. Okay, so I'm gonna finish crushing this up together, and then it does have to chill for an hour. So I'm actually done with the questions. I wasn't sure how long those questions would take, but what I'm gonna do is I'll turn off the camera for now, and then I'll come back with a little cookie baking montage for you so you can see the end result. But thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already subscribed, you can click the subscribe button under this video, and my videos will pop up in your subscription box when they're posted. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Meredith Phillips Writes. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. This is the only bad part about these cookies, is that, oh my gosh, it's just like, it's super thick, and every time you think, oh, I think I'm done mixing all the flour in, you like move some off the bottom and it's like, there's 25 more tablespoons of flour at the bottom. It's almost done, I think. Nope, see, there's still like crap on the bottom. I'm like sweating over here, jeez. How out of shape am I? Can't even mix cookie dough, gosh darn it. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna taste it first, you know, to make sure it's okay. Oh yeah, so good. All right. Looking good, looking good. We should probably taste it to make sure it's good, because I don't want to bake and then have them be crap. These are the best cookies. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna eat so much of this dough before they actually go in the oven. obviously cookies are best straight out of the oven. Ooh, which one should I eat? Look at this. Ooh, so good. I don't bake often, but when I do, man, I do a pretty good job. Like the outside is perfectly crispy and then the inside is just like a little bit still soft. Oh, so good. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye. Whoa. The first channel is, whoa, that sun is super bright. Hold on. Better taste it again to taste it.